Welcome to Vintage Variety. I have quite a few things to show you guys today. I have a jewelry haul, a clothing haul, and an unboxing. The first item I'm going to show you guys today is an item that I purchased off of eBay. I was on there browsing, ran across this. It caught my eye. I thought it was a fantastic item. It is not a jewelry item, but it might as well be. You'll see that once I get everything unwrapped. I've already removed the packaging just to make the content go a little faster and smoother. So let's get this opened up and have a look at it. I bet many of you have already guessed what this is. If any of you guessed that this was a belt, not just a belt, but a vintage belt, then you were correct. That's what this is. It is a beautiful vintage belt. It has this painted mesh material. These coins, these are not real coins, of course, which you guys probably already knew that, but they have Napoleon on them. And then it has these beautiful filigree fittings. When I ran across this, I thought it was just beautiful. I did do a screenshot of it after I had purchased it, and I did a little bit of research. I saw this also listed on Etsy, and it was listed at a much higher price. It was listed as being a Whiting and Davis belt. I don't see any markings on it that would indicate that it's Whiting and Davis, although I will do some more research on it. Most of the Whiting and Davis pieces that I have ran across have been signed, and that's why I'm leaning more towards this not being a piece that was made by Whiting and Davis. And that was one thing that I was really anxious about. I was waiting to get this. I really wanted to look it over to see if there was any markings anywhere. It took forever for this package to get here. Wasn't the seller's fault. It was something really kooky going on with the post office, but it finally came in today and I was really happy. And now I'm going to tell you the reason that I ordered this. It wasn't just because I thought it was a great looking belt, and it is vintage, but when I saw this, I had an idea that popped into my head. And what I was thinking about doing was taking this apart and making it into a couple or maybe 3 different necklaces. So my first idea was to take the white mesh pieces that are on this, to take those apart, leave a coin attached at each end, add some chain to the jump ring, and make it a necklace like that. So the white mesh part would be the centerpiece. I don't think that's going to look right. Another option, now that I have it, would be to just make maybe one necklace out of it, to leave the coins at the back. Maybe remove that coin or leave it on the chain and that be the back of the necklace, and then have a coin in the center. I think that would be a really cool idea to turn this into a necklace. As I've already mentioned, it's in really good condition, so I am kind of hesitant. If I turned it into a necklace, I would certainly have this small piece left over. I could add some jump rings and a clasp to it, and probably turn this piece into a matching bracelet. So that would be another option. I could even reserve a couple of these coins, maybe just have one coin dangle from the necklace, remove the coin from the chain, and even have a full parure with earrings. So I really like the idea. I would kind of like to keep it as a belt. I'm kind of torn on this, guys. I'm not ever going to wear this as a belt. I don't have the waistline that I had when I was in my 20s or even my 30s. So I'm thinking I would be more apt to wear this if I did turn it into jewelry. And I'm a pretty big stickler when it comes to taking a piece of vintage jewelry, breaking it apart, making it into something else. I don't like the idea of doing that unless it's damaged beyond repair. And I kind of feel the same way about certain accessories. Now, I have in the past took a belt and turned it into a necklace and a bracelet. It was a vintage belt, but my guess is it was probably later vintage, maybe from the 2000s or even the 1990s, and it wasn't as spectacular as this one. Now, another option would be to leave it as is, and I could adjust it at the chain and just wear this as a long necklace. I don't really think that I would like the look of that, but it is an option. So you guys let me know what you think about this piece in the comments, and if you would convert it into jewelry so that it would be worn, or if you would leave it as a belt. Let's have a look at this jewelry haul from today. It's not a large haul, but boy, is it a good one. I found some vintage. I found one really great looking piece that I've been looking for a long time. And I found a couple of signed pieces. One of them is 925. When I got it home and I got a closer look at it, I was shocked. I could not believe that I found a piece by this designer. It is signed, and I believe it may be retired. But first, let's take a look at this bracelet. You guys, if you've been collecting for a long time, you're going to know exactly what I mean when I say I've always wanted a bracelet like this. There are bracelets similar to this one, looks a lot like this one, that were done by Chanel. And the company that did those bracelets or manufactured them for Chanel is called Vidura, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, you can let me know in the comments. And they made those, or Chanel came out with those bracelets sometime in the 1930s. Vidura still makes those bracelets. They are very, very expensive, as is the Chanel. Kenneth J. Lane also did a bracelet like this. Now, this is not by any of those designers. I believe this is just a really nice dupe. One thing is those bracelets are hinged. The Kenneth J. Lane bracelet is done probably out of a 22 karat gold plated material. A lot of his jewelry is 22 karat gold plated, in case you guys didn't know, and it is completely enameled. But I really don't care. I've always wanted a bracelet like this. I think it's a really cool piece to own. But now that I have it, I'm kind of torn. I don't know if I want to keep this in my personal collection because I don't know if it's something that I'll actually wear. A lot of the pieces in my collection I do wear, and some of the pieces, such as my antique pieces, those are pieces I don't wear that often, but I have those put back because I eventually want my daughter to have them. So really torn with this piece. I did try it on. It does fit. It's kind of snug. And I don't feel like it looks right on me. I think it would look better on someone with a skinnier wrist or a skinnier arm. So kind of torn with this one. You guys let me know what you think, if I should keep it or list it. The next item I wanted to show you guys that I ran across are these cool earrings. They are enameled. They have that nautical look to them. And they're on a card that says Duplaise, Studio by Duplaise. And Carlo Duplaise is someone I've done content on. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below in case you want to go back and watch it. She did work for Miriam Haskell's company. She never worked, I believe she never worked with Miriam Haskell, but she did work for the company. And then she went on to design her own jewelry. I do not think that these are by Duplaise. I'm going to research them a little bit. I think someone just stuck them on this card. I did take these off and have a look at them, and I'll show you guys. They're not signed, and that's normal for a lot of the later pieces that Duplaise made. They weren't signed. They just came on a card with her name on it, or they had a paper tag. Either way, I thought these were really cool. They're in really good condition. I love the enameling on them, and I love the nautical look to them. So I'm going to do some research on these, and if I do not believe they're Duplaise, I'm not going to list them as being Duplaise. I'll just list them without the card. Another item that I decided to purchase today was this bracelet. It is probably not all that vintage, but I love the look of it. It has glass stones in it, which is always a plus. And this one is signed. This is a Liz Claiborne bracelet. I thought this was a cute little item. It's about 7 inches. Really stylish, would be a great layering piece. So I decided to go ahead and pick this up, and it was a pretty good price. I believe I paid $3.50 for this piece. So not bad at all. Not a bad item, and I did like the fact that it was signed. This item that I'm going to show you now, I believe, is also vintage. And how cool is this? It is an adjustable vintage filigree ring. It has a glass stone set into the front of it, and it is prong set. I think this is really cool. I don't think it's one that I'm going to keep. It's just not my style. I don't think it's a ring that I would actually wear, but I love the look of it. I think it's really neat, and I think that this was also a really good find. The last jewelry item I'm going to show you guys today, and then I will move on and I'll show you my clothing haul, is this cute little sterling silver ring. When I spotted this, I knew pretty much by looking at it that it was probably sterling. Didn't really take the time to look at it in the store. Then when I got it home and I decided to take a closer look at it looking through the loop, not only did it say 925 for sterling, but this is by James Avery. So you can just imagine how excited I was. I've never ran across a piece of James Avery while I was out thrifting. I haven't ran across any James Avery pieces in jewelry bags or lots. So this is a first for me. I do not own any pieces of James Avery in my collection. So this is one that I'm really tempted to keep. If you guys can't make the signature out on this ring on the screen, I will include a screenshot so you can get a close-up look at it. But I was really happy about this. It's not my size. It's a very small, delicate little ring. I thought about wearing this as a midi ring, but I feel like it comes too far down. It comes right down to my knuckle. So this is something, if I decide to keep it, I'll most likely have to take it into a jeweler and have it sized. Either way, I was really excited about finding this. I thought this was probably my best find of the day. Now let's take a look at the clothing items that I thrifted today. For those of you that are new to my channel, I do thrift to resell on eBay. I have an eBay store that I recently started up last year. I had sold on eBay in years past to earn extra money. I do list some of the jewelry items that I thrift, and I've also listed a few jewelry items from my personal collection. However, I have found that non-jewelry items sell the best for me on eBay, so when I go thrifting, I do thrift for clothing, shoes, accessories, and other things. I also find that larger sizes sell the best for me on eBay, so those are the sizes or categories that I stick to. I'm going to start with this sweater. Not a great item to be thrifting during the summertime or listing during summer. However, this could be worn during the spring without anything under it because it is sleeveless. It could be worn in fall, and it could also be worn in winter under a suit jacket, a cardigan, or it could even be worn with a blouse under it. I thought this was a great item. I love the color. It's black. Black is really classic. It goes with anything. I'll have to launder this. It does have a small amount of lint on it. But this is an extra, extra large, which, as I've already mentioned, those sizes sell the best for me. And this one is also a good brand. It is a brand that I have sold quite a bit on my eBay store. It is a Nine West. So I decided to go ahead and list this. If it doesn't sell during the summertime, I can always relist it in colder weather. I thrifted about 4 skirts today, and I'm going to show those to you. My guess is that they were all donated by the same person, because they're all in a similar style and size. I'm going to start with this one. I really thought this was a very nice skirt. This one is done in a blue and white print. It does have pockets. It has this beautiful button detail at the waist. This one is by Nautica and it is a size 12. It's kind of like an A-line skirt and it comes right above the knee. It does have a bit of stretch to it. It's a really nice material. I think skirts like this are very versatile because they could be worn casually or even in an office setting. This skirt is made in the same style. It has a snakeskin print. It doesn't have a lot of embellishments to it other than the fact that it is lined, which I think is really nice. And it has a pocket detail. Now, these aren't real pockets. It's just there, I guess, for looks. I've never understood why they do that, why manufacturers or designers make pants or skirts with the detail of a pocket but no actual pocket. It has a split on the back, so that's nice. And I like this because I think this would go with just about anything. You could wear it with black, gray, white, tan. This one is by Merona. The material has some nice stretch to it and it is a size 12. This skirt is made in the same A-line style and it's probably showing up on camera for you guys as a red, but it's not. It's a very deep coral color, which is a color that's very popular this year. So I thought this was a good find. It has a back zip closure. It also has the back split in it. This one is by Versona. It is a size 12. And this one also has some stretch to it. Looking at the tag, this one is a combination of cotton, polyester, and spandex. So I thought this one was a really great find. Love the color of this. I think this is just a beautiful skirt. Like the style, and I like the way that this one is made. The last skirt that I picked up today is this one. This one's done in a rich red color. Love the way this is made with the layers of scallops on it. This one is probably a skirt that was donated by the same person. It's a larger size, but I took some measurements. This one is a much smaller cut. It's a size 14, but my guess is it's going to fit like a 12. This one is by Nine West Suit Separates. This one does have to be dry cleaned, and usually I don't pick up items that require dry cleaning. I think that the easy care items sell a bit better for me, and that's usually what most people look for, but I thought this was really nice, so I decided to go ahead and purchase it anyway. This one is a Liz Claiborne blouse. It has 3/4 length sleeves, a V-neck, and this is an extra large. I do like the colors in this, the way they've combined them. It has a leaf design, and it's done in navy blue, white, and brown. I think this is a great blouse because you could wear it with a lot of different things. This is a blouse I was kind of hesitant to purchase. When I looked at it, I noticed it doesn't have a tag in it. Now, I don't know if it came without a tag or if maybe someone cut it out, but I have no way of knowing the maker of this or even the size. So on this one, I'm going to have to take some measurements and look up a sizing chart. My guess is that this is a large or an extra large. It is a long-sleeved blouse, but the fabric is very lightweight. I wouldn't say it's transparent, but maybe semi-transparent. So this is something that would be okay to wear in the summer. It could probably be worn just about any time of the year. I thought this was really cute. I love the white with the black polka dots on this one. It does have the care instructions in this blouse, so I'm guessing that maybe someone removed the tag because it bothered them. Another thing that I really like about this blouse is the detail at the opening here at the neck. It has these grommets. My guess is that at one time or the other it probably had a tie that went through it. I think that it could be worn without that, but it would also be cute to put a black or white ribbon through this and maybe tie it in a bow. Just a couple of ideas. That will be entirely up to the buyer if this one sells for me. This is a vintage pajama top, and this is something that I took a chance on buying. It doesn't have the bottoms with it, but it would still make a great sleep shirt. It's in excellent condition. It has this beautiful lace detail at the neck, and it also has that on the sleeve along with pearlized buttons. This is a smaller size. This one is a size medium. And the brand of this top is a brand that sold often in the 1980s. This one is by Nancy King Lingerie, made in the USA. Vintage clothing is quite popular. I seldom run across pieces like this that are in excellent condition. So I decided to go ahead and pick this up and list it, see if it'll sell. I think this is a really neat item. I also purchased a couple of pairs of shoes today. These are very nice shoes. They are Bob's for Skechers memory foam slip-on loafers. I've owned a couple of pairs of these and they are extremely comfortable. These are very clean on the inside and the outside. The bottoms do have some dirt on them, so obviously someone wore them a few times, but there's not a lot of wear on the bottom of these. So I thought these were really nice. I like the way these are made. These are an 8.5, and not a bad pair of shoes. The larger sizes of shoes, 8, 8.5, 9, and on up, sell a little bit better for me than the smaller sizes do. So this was a good find. I'm going to list them, and hopefully they will sell. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed on this pair. This is another item I took a chance on. These are by Sperry, and going back probably about 10 years ago, I know that they were very popular shoes. Not sure if they are now. They are leather. They're very well made shoes, and these are in excellent condition. This is a pair of shoes just like the other ones that looked as though they were hardly ever worn. They are really pretty. Look at this. It has this sparkly design that's set into it. The bottoms, you can tell, have no wear on them at all. I like the gunmetal color of these shoes, and they are a bigger size. These are an 8.5, so I'm hoping they will sell. I did list a pair of Sperry's in my eBay store in the past, and they were only a size 6, which is a relatively small size. That pair didn't sell, but I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that this pair will sell for me. Not a bad haul today, even if I do say so myself. I love the chunky bracelet. I am thrilled about finding the James Avery ring, and I am totally in love with the vintage belt. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Which pieces were your favorites? And also, out of the clothing, do you guys have a certain piece of clothing out of the items I showed today that you really like? Let me know in the comments. I always appreciate your feedback as long as it's respectful. I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a thumbs up and ring the bell for notifications on more content about collecting vintage and antique items. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.